Hello students, welcome to RM classes. We have completed first chapter of science, class 9th, which is matter in our surroundings. Today we are going to solve in-text questions and exercise solutions of the same chapter. Please open your textbook and take pen and notebook with you. So students, first we are going to start in-text question. So the first question, as you can see on your screen, is which of the following are matter? So this is the question. As we know, what is matter? Matter is something which has mass and occupies space, right? So in the given examples, you will see which has mass and which substance and which thing occupies a space. So in case of chair, yes, it is matter. Air, yes, gases are there in air. Love is a feeling, smell is sensation, hate is feeling. Okay? So means these are not matter. Almonds matter, thought. Again, not matter, cold is the feeling, sensation of temperature. Lemon water, yes, it is matter. Smell of perfume. So here you can see that smell is not matter, but smell of perfume is matter, because when we smell perfume, actually we are smelling the substance which has pleasant odor. So this is also matter. Second is give reason for the following observations. The smell of hot sizzling food reaches you several meters away, but to get the smell from cold food you have to go close. So for the explanation of this question, at first we will understand what happens when something is hot. So as we know, rate of diffusion, I am writing this side, as we know that rate of diffusion is directly proportional of temperature or heat energy we are giving to substance. So and what is diffusion? We know that diffusion is the spreading out of particles from the area of high concentration to low concentration, right? So high concentration, what's the meaning of high concentration? Suppose in the corner of this room, here you are standing and you spray perfume. So in this case, in this area there is high concentration of perfume, but in the whole room there is no perfume, means low concentration. So particles of perfume will go from high concentration to low concentration, right? So motion of particles from the area of high concentration to low concentration is diffusion. So this is the process of diffusion. Same with hot sizzling food. What happens when we heat up food? The surface particles of food diffuses very easily and they spread out easily and they reach to us and we feel smell of food. If the food is cold, what happens? If the food is cold, the rate of diffusion is low, means the surface particles of food, they are not they will not move that easily. So to smell that cold food, you have to come closer to food, right? The answer, how you will write the answer, this is the explanation, but the proper answer you will write that rate of diffusion is faster at high temperature. At first you will explain this thing, then at lower temperature. At high temperature, particles gain kinetic energy and move faster. For cold food, and after that, after changing paragraph, you will explain. For cold food, we have to go closer to get a smell, as rate of diffusion is slow and particles have low kinetic energy. So I hope you will understand. The third is the diver is able to cut through water in a swimming pool. Which property of matter does this observation show? So at first I will explain this question. See, if this is water and now diver is diving. Now what happens? Easily इसमें स्विमिंग करता है, डाइवर इजीली स्विम करता है एंड easily it will cut through the water, and again it is cutting through this area, this area, this area, this part, and again what we see, the place diver cut the water area, it will join together by itself. The property it is explaining is that matter has space between them. The first property, matter has space between them. Okay, first property. Second property, matter has force of attraction. Force of attraction between their particles. तो फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन होगा तभी ये आपस में ज्वाइन कर जाएंगे. स्पेस होगा तभी कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट इसके बीच से पेनिट्रेट हो सकता है. एज वाटर इज लिक्विड, इट हैज़ मॉडरेट प्रॉपर्टी. मॉडरेट मतलब बीच बीच की प्रॉपर्टी. सो इट हैज़ मॉडरेट प्रॉपर्टी मीन्स इट हैज़ moderate space between their particles. So now this is explanation that how we will write the answer. Wait, I will tell you. Now this is the answer. The property this action is explaining is property which matter shows is, in this case I mean matter is not continuous but it is made up of particles which have vacant space between them. So the first property will write that matter has space between them. It's not continuous. Their particles are not continuously joining. Even between solid particles, we have some vacant places that you will study in higher classes. The second property is attraction forces, interparticle attraction forces. So attractive forces between molecules of water are not very strong. So that is why थोड़ा सा भी पुश मिलके they will separate, and because of force of attraction again they will join together. Now fourth question is, what are the characteristic of particles of matter? So whatever activities you have gone through, all the activities explaining these characteristics. तो ये क्वेश्चन आता है स्टूडेंट, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. Characteristic of particle of matter are, all matter consists of very small particles. This is the first property. Remember the activity जिसमें हम पोटेशियम परमैग्नेट लेते हैं and while diluting water और पोटेशियम परमैग्नेट solution, बहुत long time तक वो हमको pink color देता है. The particles of matter have vacant space between them. So they have vacant space between them. रिमेंबर द एक्टिविटी जिसमें हम सॉल्यूशन बनाते हैं, सॉल्ट, शुगर एंड वाटर. तो उसमें हम क्या आपके एक्सपेरिमेंट में देखते हैं, व्हाट वी सी दैट वाटर लेवल विल नॉट चेंज. इफ दिस इज द वाटर लेवल एंड यू आर एडिंग अ स्पून ऑफ सॉल्ट, that matter, that substance will adjust between the particles and the level of water will not raise. That was the activity. They are continuously moving and possess kinetic energy. This characteristic we explain with the help of a spraying perfume and we smell hot sizzling food. Diffusion, the property we call diffusion. Particles of matter attract each other with a force of attraction. So they attract. The force of attraction order is maximum in solid, then liquid, then gas. The next property is particles of matter mix with each other on their own. We have seen the activity where we take water and we put ink and just leave the solution for some time. What you will see that the ink particles will spread by their own. Now next set of questions, again these are in text questions. So this is the question, student. The mass per unit volume of substance is called density. Arrange the following in order of increasing density. So the substance given are air, exhaust from chimney, honey, water, chalk, cotton and iron. So the first is density. What is density? Density is mass upon volume. So at first we will understand density. See, volume is in the place of denominator. तो मैथ्स में हमको मालूम है कि इफ denominator is more, the result we will get is less. If denominator is less, the result we will get is more. So here also density is inversely proportional to volume. Inverse का meaning होता है कि if this value will decrease, this value will increase. So in a small space, if the आपका volume is less and mass is same, the substance become denser. In these examples, iron is more dense than the air exhaust from the chimney. Why exhaust from the chimney? Because it will contain pollutants, then cotton, water, honey, chalk, iron. Okay, the second question is tabulate the difference in the characteristic of solid state of matters. So in this case we have to make a table, or on the basis of these properties we will explain characteristic of states of matter. So this is the table. I will zoom it. So the first property we will differentiate solids and liquid and gases is solids have definite volume. We all know definite volume and they have definite shape. Definite volume as intermolecular force between constituent particles are very strong. So this is the reason. For liquid, yes, it also has definite volume. हम change नहीं कर सकते इसका volume. As intermolecular force between the constituent particles. Constituent का meaning होता है students कि वो किससे मिलके बना है, are strong. In the case of gases, no definite volume, no definite shape, because these are compressible. So if we will compress gases, we can change the shape of gas, or whatever container you will fill the gas will take shape of that container. Again the diffusion. For diffusion, what is the basic condition? The basic condition for diffusion is when particle will gain kinetic energy, and then they will move from area of high concentration to low concentration. So for the motion, for gain of kinetic energy, these are the properties of gases. So diffusion, maximum diffusion happens in the case of gases. Diffusion is yes higher than solids in the case of liquid. It is least in the case of solid, but diffusion happens in solids also. You can see the examples. I will write here. If there is a let's take example of any solid. The difference is that rate of diffusion is slow, but it happens. For example, if you will take if you will forget something on the table for the long time, so after that what you will see कि वो जो भी आपने substance रखा है table में, for example this is ink and this is your table. If you will forget ink over the table, after a certain time what you will see, it is hard to remove a stain of ink from the table. The ink get diffused in the table. Again one example, if you will forget an iron part, means iron fillings, iron block, something of iron over windowsill, over a table and over somewhere, again what you will see that some part of iron will attach, means iron particles will get attached with the substance. So diffusion happens in solids also, but the rate of diffusion in solid is slow. The next is compressibility. Compressibility is negligible in solids. The reason is interparticle space. Reason is space. अगर question आता है तो you will explain it on the basis of interparticle space. Again, in case of liquids are also not that compressible. So the reason between means non-compressibility of liquid is, we know that liquids has moderate space between them. Then what is the reason we are not able to compress liquid? The reason is because when means these liquid particles are not that far from each other. If you will try to compress, if you will apply pressure, if you will try to compress, what happens? These particles are made up of atoms, and atoms have electrons. If you will compress, what happens? The electrons of both the atoms will repel each other, and because of that repulsion, you cannot compress liquids that much. Compressibility of gas particles is higher. Rigidity and fluidity. So solids are very rigid, liquids are less rigid, and gases are no rigidity. Rigidity, you know, rigidity, what is rigidity? Rigidity property which resist to flow, resist to flow, flow नहीं होने देता है जो property, that is rigidity. Fluidity is property when substance flow. So solids cannot flow, yes, liquid flow, gases also flow. Density high, moderate, low. Why density high in case of solid and this is again the reason is because density is mass upon volume. So high is because in a small volume we can fit large mass. In the case of solid, in the case of liquid it is less, and in the case of gases there is a, if there is a large volume, a small amount of mass also easily distribute inside that particular volume. Shape, they have a definite shape, they do not have definite shape, and this we know that do not have definite shape. Kinetic energy, least kinetic energy, they cannot move by their own. Liquid, in case of liquid higher than solid, and in gas particles they have maximum kinetic energy. So many properties of gases you can explain on the basis of kinetic energy. The last is students, this is the interparticle space. We know the least in the case of solid, and moderate or lesser in the case of liquid, and more than others in the case of gases. Now the next part of question, so you can comment on this section also by same way we have explained. What is rigidity, compressibility, fluidity, filling a gas container, shape, kinetic energy and density. Now the question is, give reason. A gas fills completely the vessel in which it is kept. So here are the answers. Gas particles are loosely packed and attractive forces are negligibly small. They move randomly and fill the vessels. Now students, you will write answer according to weightage of question. If the question is of 1 mark, you will write in a certain way. If the question is of 2 marks, you will explain the concept. If the question is of 2 marks, you will explain the property of interparticle space of gas, and then you will explain 1 or 2 more lines, and then you will write this. Gas particles are loosely packed, and here you can also add a line that interparticle space between gas particles are less. Then you will write second point, the attractive forces are negligible between gas particles. That is the reason, and they have kinetic energy, that is the reason they move randomly and fill the vessels. So there are ways you will explain question. That is based on weightage of question, that how much mark that question carries. B is, a gas exerts pressure on the walls of container. The answer is gas particles move randomly in all the direction. Again, you can add, if the question is of 2 marks, that gas particles have kinetic energy, that is why they move randomly in all the direction. They collide with each other and also on the wall of the container, right? So this is the concrete, these are the keywords, and this is the concrete answer. You can explain this answer according to marks of your question. So you have to learn that too, that how to write answer. D. We can easily move our hand in air, but to do the same through the solid block of wood, we need a karate expert. So the answer is again the same. So isn't this is means for B part this, and this is the extension of B part answer. Force acting per unit area is called pressure, and for particular area of the particular area of container, gas particles are exerting force, particular area, that is pressure. That is why container and or the vessel experience pressure. C, answer of C, okay, sorry, it was C actually. A wooden table should be called a solid because wooden table has definite mass, shape and volume. Now this is the D. We can easily move hand in air, but to do the same through the solid block of wood, we need a karate expert. The answer is, in air we have lot of empty space, because in air there are gas particles, and the property of gas is large interparticle spaces between particles. In solid block there are strong force of attraction between the particles and no empty space between them. So here is another set of in-text questions. The first is convert the following temperature into Celsius scale. So Kelvin is SI unit of temperature. Kelvin is SI unit of temperature. SI unit is international standard unit. So internationally हम साइंस में सारी एक यूनिट पढ़ते हैं. Irrespective of countries and locality, तो easy रहता है study. This is the relation. K is equal to degree Celsius plus 273. अगर आपका टीचर ने 273 बताया है तो you will take 273 only, but the precise value is 273.15. In this case, I am taking 273.15. In the exams, you can write only 273. जो भी आपकी नोटबुक में, आपकी क्लास बुक में करवाया है, क्लास वर्क में, you will write accordingly. And very simple calculation. If you are converting to degree Celsius, K is equal to degree Celsius plus 273.15. So K ये इधर आ जाएगा लेफ्ट हैंड साइड माइनस 273.15 is equal to degree Celsius, and the way we will calculate degree Celsius. So in this case this is 226.85, in this case this is 299.85. If you will take only 273 तो इसका आंसर 27 आएगा. If you will take 273 only तो इसका आंसर 300 आएगा. Next is what is the physical state of water? 250 degree Celsius पे water gaseous state में होगा, and for 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling point of water, again gaseous state. Third question is, for any substance, why does the temperature remain constant during the change of state? So this is a very good answer. At first I will explain the concept. जब भी हम किसी substance को heat up करते हैं, we are giving heat energy, temperature दे रहे हैं हम, heat energy. So all the heat energy these particles absorb to change physical state. To change physical state. These particles are absorbing this energy to change its physical state. In this case, in this pan, what is the physical state of water? It is liquid. So it is, this water is using this energy to change its physical state to liquid to gas, vapor कहते हैं in case of water, not gas. Okay, so this is also the question. If you know this, please write down on comment section that what is the difference between vapor and gas. Why we call water vapor, not water gas. So this is the question for you students. Please write down on comment section. Next video I will explain this, right? Okay. So this was the question. The answer you will write, heat supplied during the changes used up in overcoming the intermolecular force between the particles of the state. This is the reason temperature will not raise. If you will put thermometer, the thermometer will be on 100 degrees Celsius only, because boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, now next question is, suggest a method to liquefy atmospheric gas. Again, the concept we will understand at first. What is liquid? Liquid ये condition में रहता है. We know that this is the interparticle space and the force of attraction they will experience accordingly. So to change liquid to gas, क्या करना है? देखो क्या होना है हमको. Liquefying atmospheric gas. So this is the gas and gas particles को we have to, these are gas particle and we have to liquefy, हमको liquid में convert करना है. तो if graphically you will see, to make these particle arranged in this way, what you have to do, you have to apply pressure, right? Pressure apply करेंगे तभी ये close आएंगे. But if these particles will have kinetic energy, again they will go far. तो क्या करना पड़ेगा हमको? To reduce kinetic energy, we have to reduce temperature. So increase pressure, decrease temperature. These are the condition to liquefy atmospheric gases. So high pressure and low temperature will be the condition to liquefy atmospheric gases. So the next set of in-text questions. Why does the desert cooler cool better on the hot dry day? So this section is student, we are going to study effects of evaporation. So at first we will discuss concept of what is evaporation. So evaporation is surface phenomena. If this is water in a container or a lake, these are surface particles of water. What these particles will do, they will absorb heat energy from the surrounding, and gain kinetic energy, and they will escape the surface. यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, they will escape the surface. This is evaporation. One more characteristic property of evaporation is it is always below boiling point of the substance. So if at 100 degrees Celsius water converts to vapor, that will be boiling, and if below 100 degrees Celsius water particles are converting to vapor, that is evaporation. If you will see in your routine life, there are many examples of evaporation. Plenty of the examples are given in your book also and in these questions also. So let's start. First is, why does desert cooler cool better on hot dry day? See, at first we have to understand factors affecting evaporation, process of evaporation. So one of the factors is humidity. Evaporation is inversely proportional to humidity. If humidity increases, evaporation decreases. So in hot dry day, humidity is less. That is why evaporation will increase. So at first you will explain the relation of humidity and evaporation in the question. In hot dry day, humidity decreases and rate of evaporation increases. Therefore, cooler cools better in hot dry day. Again, this is 1 mark or maximum 2 mark question. So you will write the answer accordingly. This is the concept. You can elaborate the concept according to your marks. Next question is, how does the water kept in an earthen pot become cool during summer? So in earthen pot there are minute pores because it is made up of mud, so they have minute pores. So the water we keep in the earthen pot, very small amount of water seep through these pores. So what happens, earthen pot has a small pore, water comes out from these pores, and what happens actually, again these water particles gain heat energy from the surrounding and they evaporate. During evaporation from that area they leave cooling effect because from that area they are absorbing heat energy. What does mean? It means that these water particles are making this means surrounding or the surface, this area of earthen pot is cool. Again we will repeat, earthen pot has small pores, water comes out from these pores and evaporates. Since evaporation causes cooling, water becomes cold. Again, further you can explain it. You can explain on the basis of evaporation and relation between evaporation, cooling effect, absorption of heat energy from the surrounding, small holes, small pores, water, small amount of water seep through the pores. That water absorbs heat energy from the surrounding and evaporates and leave the surface cool. Third question is, why does our palm feel cold when we put some acetone, petrol or perfume? So all these substances are volatile in nature, students. These substances are volatile in nature. What is volatile nature? Means very low temperature they convert into vapor. Particles of these substances gain energy from our palm and evaporates. तो ये गेन अगर एनर्जी हमारी पाम से गेन करेंगे एंड दे विल लीव द सरफेस, दे विल लीव सरफेस with cooling effect over the palm. Since evaporation causes cooling and we feel sensation of cooling on our palm, so this is the answer. Fourth question is, why are we able to sip hot tea milk faster from the saucer than a cup? Again the answer is in the relation of evaporation and surface area. This is directly proportional to surface area. As surface area increases, evaporation also increases, because evaporation is surface phenomena. So the amount of surface we will provide for evaporation, the rate of evaporation go according to that surface area, right? So the surface area increases, rate of evaporation also increases. Surface area of saucer is more than cup. ऐसा होता है plate हमारी, and this is cup. So you can see the difference between surface area. Able to sip hot tea or milk faster from the saucer than cup. Fifth question is, what type of clothes should we wear in summer? We should wear white cotton clothes. White color is good reflector of heat and cotton is good absorber of sweat. फिर क्या होता है, it जो cotton cloth है, it we are using for cotton. Cotton cloth exposes sweat to atmosphere for easy evaporation of sweat. Easy evaporation. Evaporation of sweat cools our body. So this is the answer. Now student, we have exercise solution. You have a small exercise. So this is the section. Convert the following temperature in the Celsius scale. Again the very easy question. This is the relation between Kelvin and degree Celsius. You will put a value of Kelvin given in the question, 293 or 470 डिग्री सेल्सियस प्लस 273 से माइनस कर देंगे, आंसर आएगा, माइनस कर देंगे, आंसर आएगा. Convert the temperature in the Kelvin scale, and now degree Celsius is given. You have to convert it into Kelvin. Again, this is the relation, Kelvin is equal to degree Celsius plus 273. You will add and get the answer in Kelvin. Next question means third question you will check in your exercises. Give reason for the following observation. Naphthalene ball disappears with the time without leaving any solid. So naphthalene has tendency to sublime. Now what is sublimation? When a substance convert into solid to directly into gas without changing in intermediate liquid state. Liquid intermediate liquid में change नहीं होगा, directly gas में change होगा. तो naphthalene sublimes. It is volatile in nature and change into vapor completely, which disappear into air and no solid is left. So solid to vapor, sorry, again I use gas, this is vapor of naphthalene. Again question is the same what I have asked earlier, what is the difference between vapor and gas? You will write on comment section. B is we can get the smell of perfume sitting several meters away. The answer is again because diffusion happens, we spray perfume actually क्या करता है, वो पुश करता है पार्टिकल्स को और ये हायर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन रीजन टू लो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन रीजन मूव करता है. दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ डिफ्यूजन. परफ्यूम कंटेन्स volatile solvent which carries pleasant smelling vapors. When we spray perfume diffuses. When we spray perfume diffuses due to process of diffusion. Particles travel from high concentration to low concentration. Sixth का A. Okay, now fourth. Now this is the fourth question. Fourth question, arrange the following substance in increasing order of force of attraction. तो I hope ये कर लेंगे. This is very easy question. Increasing order of force of attraction. So force of attraction is maximum in solids and then liquid and then gas. Fifth question is, what is the physical state of water at 25 degrees Celsius? It is liquid. 0 degrees Celsius it is solid. 100 degrees Celsius it is in vapor state. Now sixth question is, give two reasons to justify water at room temperature is liquid, because water follows all its characteristic at room temperature. That is, it has fixed volume, not fixed shape, fluidity. These are the characteristic, means basic characteristic of water. That is why it is liquid at room temperature. B is, iron alumina is a solid at room temperature, because what we see physically in iron alumina, we see a definite shape. It does not change with time, and we see the fixed volume. It does not change with time at room temperature. Seventh is, why is ice at 273 Kelvin more effective in cooling than water at same temperature? Now this is the interesting and important concept. So at first we will understand why is ice 273 Kelvin means 0 degrees Celsius. Ice at 0 degrees Celsius is more effective in cooling. So easy cooling हो जाता है ice का. Then 0 degrees Celsius water, if water is at 0 degrees Celsius, means it is about to convert to ice, but it is still in water, means liquid form. Its cooling is tough, harder than the comparison of this. So the answer is in the state of water. It is in liquid state, and you know that at liquid state particles has more kinetic energy in comparison to solid state. Means liquid state they have more energy. This is the answer. Ice molecules at 273 Kelvin or 0 degrees Celsius has low energy than the particles of water at 273 degrees Celsius. This is the reason ice requires energy to melt. Means इसमें आपकी less energy है. That is the reason ice needs latent heat of fusion to convert into liquid. So heat से ये energy लेता है, then it converts to liquid. Means इसके पास low energy है इसका मतलब, and liquid के पास ज़्यादा energy है. What produces more severe burns, boiling water or steam? Again the same concept. Steam produces severe burn because latent heat of vaporization of steam is more than boiling water. Again we can understand this. If liquid state and this is gas state, when particles will convert into vapor state, when they will gain heat energy, means यहाँ पे जो particle है, it has extra heat energy that we call latent heat of vaporization. So that is why steam is more harmful. Now last question. So it is easy question. Solid to, when we will convert this, these conversions are easy. Solid to liquid A, you will write melting or fusion. B, liquid to gas, this is vaporization. Now C, gas to liquid, condensation. Now D, liquid to solid, solidification. Okay, now E, solid to directly gas, this is sublimation. E is sublimation. And again the gas to the solid, we call it deposition or sublimation. F, we call it deposition. In some books they write it sublimation also. So these are the questions, this chapter exercise and in-text question we have completed, student. If you will find it helpful, then please share with your friends and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.